Mrgrrr is threading the needle today, and I'm going to hand this camera to the most beautiful woman in Christendom. That's my wife. And we're going to do a little video together today. You know, my wife asked a favor, and she asked if I could stitch her coat back up. The armpit's kind of torn, and I said I would love to. And I said, more importantly, I would love for you to make a video shaming your husband.
Well, I'll start with that by saying I absolutely did not come over to you with my ripped up coat and said, please sew this for me. I just said I couldn't wash it because the stuffing was coming out and I didn't want to purchase another coat. And then you offered to sew it for me. And then I just kind of said, if you really want to, I would appreciate that.
Okay, so now about the shaming part, that is not true. My wife and I both agree that the amount of shaming that you can find on the internet is just something that goes up and up and up as the temperature here in Wisconsin goes down, down, down. And I was just talking to my darling wife about a plan to encourage my dear son of Garrison, to work a little harder at the YMCA on his workouts. That doesn't involve shaming, because you know what? My wife and I have had our fill of shaming in our lives, and well, that's something we don't want to pass on to the future generations. So it's not very often. Have I ever made a video where I've shamed people?
I don't recall you ever doing that.
I kind of, there's videos where I get in people's faces, you know, like U.S. Cellular, and, you know, the people that, you know, don't do right, that need to do better. Asking someone to please try harder and do better, I don't think is shaming. But I never, ever, ever, ever want to shame my wife on one of my videos. So if I ever do, I apologize in advance. That's not my intention. So there's nothing that I wouldn't do for my girl, including stitch up a coat. Sweetie, you got to talk in the video too. I want to make one with you.
I just wanted to say that some men might find this emasculating.
I will hold your purse. I will buy your tampons.
Yeah, but a man who is willing to hold a woman's purse and is willing to stitch up her coat so as not to have to purchase another one or anything like that, or have it completely turn into fluff in the wash, is a man who is very secure in his masculinity.
Yes, I'd be the guy that would take my cell phone, which I hate, and take different pictures of all the different feminine hygiene products to make sure I got you the one that you or even Charlotte needed if I was out on an errand. Because, hey, you know what? I think, too, that I am secure in my masculinity. So I have stitched up a lot of my clothes, a lot of my wounds. This is an honor.
I have no problem with the work of sewing, but due to my very poor fine motor skills, I am just so bad at it, it wouldn't have held up in the wash. So my husband would have had to have redone it and patched it up for me anyway. And I'm very grateful that he's putting in this time right now.
Sweetie, thank you for making a video with me today.
And of course.
And I get my sweetie kiss.